like work that is quite subtle, but can make you think of larger things. Sometimes I'll have an idea. It could be listening to something on the radio, and then someone might say something that then becomes part of a painting. A lot of imagery is taken from the internet as well, or from TV and stuff like that. I also get a lot of ideas just from looking at other people's paintings too. I usually work on wood panels, and I use acrylic paint because it dries very quickly and you can layer it up quite well. When I'm working, I'll start to do one thing and I'll realise maybe 3 hours have passed. You just get really into it. I work usually from 9 till 6 or 7 at night. I went through a period where I was painting till 2 in the morning sometimes. Today everything's very disposable and quite quick, and I've noticed that with a lot of other painters as well. They'll do something that maybe will only take them a few hours, and I feel like the longer that I leave them and the more I think about it and the more time I spend just not even painting on them, just sitting there looking at them, the more sort of convincing I can make a painting, the more people will interact with it, and they'll interact with it longer as well, because there might be little parts that they didn't realise were there. Some parts of them are just one colour, and other parts are done with a tiny brush, like the carpets that I do, for example, and they take ages. I like that sort of level of precision and manipulation with the paint. It's almost quite graphical, the effect I'm going for. I watch a lot of cartoons, obviously growing up watching The Simpsons and Family Guy and stuff like that. So I think some of that aesthetics within the work as well. I've found myself pausing on plants and looking at how the illustrators would draw a plant and the shapes that they use to make something look like it's reflecting light. It's looking at little tricks like that and trying to put them in my work. A lot of the paintings that I do won't ever leave the studio because I'll get to a certain point with it and I'll think that wasn't actually what I wanted to do, so there's no point in putting a bad piece of work out there, I don't think. Some of these will never get finished, but sometimes I do take a big break between starting them and finishing them. But I'm currently working on this one at the moment. I've got a smaller version of that as well. I didn't want it to be too obvious, so I could have had him holding a gun or doing something, but I think the pose that he's in and the sort of clothes he's wearing creates its own atmosphere anyway. The paintings that I like always have undertones of other things going on, so I guess I want to do that in my work as well. Using the television in my painting is quite an easy way and a quite effective way to get different visuals in the painting itself. Rather than, say, painting just a man holding a gun, I'd rather it be a television with an image of a man holding a gun. It allows me to paint about larger subjects without hitting the nail too much on the head, I guess. I'm not painting about personal accounts of things that have happened to me. There'll be things I've seen on the news or read about on a website or something like that. I find personal paintings a bit boring from other people. So I'd rather try and paint about things that are bigger than my life. I'm not painting to preach an idea, really. I'm trying to paint what's happening in the world, so there's obviously going to be elements of war involved, but there isn't really a meaning that I'm trying to enforce on the viewer. It's more just of a loose observation of things I've seen. It's important just at the end of the day, maybe spend half an hour to an hour just looking at what you've been doing and thinking, and change it if you don't like it, because once you put a piece of work out there, it's out there forever, and there's always going to be a record of it on someone's smartphone or on someone's Facebook or something like that. The longer you take to make it and to reflect on it and stuff, I think the stronger it'll be in the long run.